What that means is 3 being the 3 million that you guys are at right now.
And my lead magnet was I'd fully mapped the sales tech landscape.
How does that work in your situation?
So we have a couple of main channels, like our organic content,
Yep.
LinkedIn content, YouTube content, and then
Thank you for joining. We're very, very grateful to have you both here.
it's an unbelievable event you guys and the team have put on. So happy to be here.
Well, it's because you guys pay us. So I'm very grateful for it. I want to jump into 0 to 3. So what that means is 3 being the 3 million that you guys are at right now. Very competitive space. Very commoditized space.
Really, like our breakthrough just came from posting on LinkedIn. Our first few clients came from posting on LinkedIn, posting daily, and then just getting more channels involved. So we send a lot of emails for our own outreach.
Yep.
We're posting on YouTube. We're running Meta ads as of next week.
Nice.
So on the sales side of things, I think just consistency, activity, reps, being omnipresent.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, maybe
We were pretty fortunate with our timing as well. Our background's both in tech sales. We've both spent 6-7 years as SDRs, AEs, head of sales. So we had good exposure to the world of B2B sales tech. But Felix, I think we identified pretty early on that there's this new tool emerging called Clay.
Yeah.
As huge.
and another one called Sibling.
And Smartlead. And yeah, you just started posting content.
Originally, my idea was to be a fractional SDR for sales tech companies specifically. And my lead magnet was I'd fully mapped the sales tech landscape. And I was positioning myself as the sales tech expert, and prospects would come to me and I'd recommend them which tools to speak to and then take a commission off the back of that. And in my process of kind of mapping the landscape, I came across Clay, came across Smartlead, started posting about these tools. It was like just as that kind of transformation period was starting to happen from, what's that book called? Predictable type of outbound to the kind of GTM engineering outbound. What we're seeing today. And then after posting on LinkedIn, a few companies reached out to me and asked me to set this stuff up for them, and then ran a few Clay powered outbound campaigns, realized that's probably where the opportunity was, and the rest is
Nice. And that's kind of where the name Stack Optimize comes.
That's where Stack Optimize comes from. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Blessing that you figured out your dynamics of how you guys fight and argue, because brothers usually are at wit's end most of the time, especially with similarly aged. How does that work in your situation? As your revenue grows, as you guys don't want to be flatlined, you want to be aggressive, you're responsible for operations, you're responsible for sales. How do you guys manage that dynamic of growing your business together while hiring a team as well? How do you stay on top of your internal bond versus sort of, just lean it away, and that starts going down a path where it's not necessarily constructive to each of you?
I'd almost disagree with the framing in that it doesn't feel like it's something we need to manage or create rules for. Really. We're just very fortunate as brothers in that we just get on extremely well. Despite similar people, we don't really have fallings out. We'll have like little spats here and there. Yeah, you get that down in 5 minutes. And yeah, I just view it as more of like a competitive advantage than
I agree.
we need to manage.
I agree. Would you follow similar?
Yeah, I don't see us. I know that we'll just never fall out.
Okay.
We might have disagreements, and then we will just go with whoever has more conviction, and we'll both commit to that decision wholeheartedly.
Right.
There's no dragging the heels, or if that decision doesn't work out, there's no "I told you so." We should have done this. We're both fully responsible for it. Yeah, I think it's crucial that you partner up with someone that you can be totally 100% yourself with.
Yeah.
There's zero sugarcoating. There's no looking through the lines. No beating around the bush. You're totally 100% like transparent and honest relationship. I really think that is what provides the like foundation of our relationship. And that's why I think generally it's good to go into business with your sibling, because you're honest, generally have a very good relationship because you've grown up together, you share experiences. There's no mask yet generally with your sibling. So it can pave the way for
You're not undercovering any childhood trauma in between with your co-founder because you guys haven't grown up in the same house.
Exactly. I think the other important thing is that like ensuring the workload is balanced. Like I could imagine a scenario where you have two co-founders and you feel as though you're like doing more work in them and you're like trying to drag them up, but like people don't necessarily change who they are. And then you feel was having this balance there. If it was like, I can feel like that would be a terrible situation.
We're self-aware, effectively. I want to now pry into a bit further on how you're growing. We'll talk about how you're growing as your business and how you're helping your customers grow, right? We've caught up. We spoke about content. We spoke about multimodal growth cycles, etc. What are you doing right now? Why are you seeing growth? Have you run retros? Do you know exactly why you're growing?
So we have a couple of main channels, like our organic content, LinkedIn content, YouTube content, and then really we're going all in on outbound as our primary acquisition channel. Like there's always more you can do on the content side of things. It does bring us in a decent number of meetings every month, but you have less control over it than you do with. I think outbound and paid ads are kind of the main channels.
It's very targeted. You can know what works and doesn't work.
They're very targeted. You can just scale them very elastically.
Yes. Your direction sort of went depth, then now depth, then now depth, right? You didn't start 5 things at the same time.
Correct. Yeah.
Would you do it the other way around?
Would, if we could start again, do everything from day one?
Yeah, or even right now, right? Even right now, would you just, because paid is one angle. There's SEO, there's influencers, there's affiliates. We can go into this. There's events. There's 100 things you can do, right? Would you spread wide and be omnipresent everywhere? Or would you go one channel at a time and then time box it for the depth of success that you feel it has to attain?
I think the conventional wisdom is you master one platform and then move to the next and carry your audience across. I think in retrospect...
But does that work in 2026?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think in retrospect, we should have started posting on YouTube earlier on.
Yeah.
Because LinkedIn is now getting particularly crowded and there's obviously more and more cases of people getting banned. So you just want to hedge your bets.
Yeah.
But
I think it kind of depends on your bandwidth. Like as a business owner, if you only have a couple of hours a week to devote to acquisition, then maybe just focus on getting really good at one channel.
Okay.
You probably should have more time than that if you do. But I think if you can, then get started with every channel or as many channels as you can handle. And they also all feed into each other as well. Like you'll get more results from cold email if you have a LinkedIn presence. Prospect you source some cold email, see your LinkedIn presence, and then your content, your YouTube content. Like they all compound and multiply each other. So you should try and do as many channels as you can. But I guess it's just
what makes you decide who you want to work with? Because you're right now, I'm assuming, so you've reached a position where you can pick and choose. I think we were talking about that last time, right? You want to be in a position of blessing where you can actually pick and choose who you want to work with. You might be there or not there, but if you were to get there, based on the customers you work with right now, what are the attributes you think people should look out for a healthy customer? Early signals.
I mean, I don't think we're really, the criteria for us to work with a business is they need to have a large enough TAM.
Yeah.
And they need to have a sales team. And then they're off for the industry they're in. We'll take them on regardless of those things. But we will set expectations depending on which industry they're in. So for example, like our sales process starts with a discovery call. And then based on that call, we'll put together like a custom plan with a custom leads KPI target that we feel as though we can deliver for them based on their business. So for example, if it's a marketing agency, we'll be like, we can get 1 positive reply for every 400 leads contacted. If it's a cybersecurity company, we'll adjust it to like 1 in 1,000. It's all really about like setting expectations and trying to over deliver on.
You're saying you do the lyrics, then the rhythm, and not the rhythm, then the lyrics. Then my question over here is, does that mean you have to force a list come through to copy?
When we're putting together copy, like we've got an idea of the ICP of who we're targeting, but I think what other outbound agencies will do is they'll very like rigorously segment their copies based off the segment, the roles, the industries, and we just take an alternate approach where we would put together more like general copies first.
I'm puzzled in because I'm trying to find an alternate, because I guess my default is built on another direction and you guys have come to another way. I know you guys have receipts to it because we know your numbers. So that's actually a very interesting take. I want to jump a bit. Yeah, Karen.
Well, with the question about controversial take, my mind immediately goes to our copy because it is very disruptive in its language.
Polarizing. Okay.
So I would say to the question, it's okay to, use slang words, so such thing as too informal tone.
And do you flag that with your customer before you do it?
Yeah. we will tell them, we'll set that expectation.
That's what you said.
Give you a
Okay.
heads up today in this game of outbound, volume-based era, your buyers are bombarded with more emails than ever before. So we need to get creative. We need to get disruptive. Just giving you a heads up on that. The only way this is going to work is if we disrupt that.
Interesting. If we were to meet here or even a more upgraded place next year, for you to hit your target, whether it's 5, 10, 15, right? In the simplest format, if I can understand from you both, what more of what you're doing do you need to do? And what less of what you're doing do you need to do to get there?
We're just adding more steps into our acquisition channel now. Like, we're going to start cold calling.
Okay.
They're actually like calling all our positive replies, calling all our newsletter sign-ups, calling all our content engagement, people engage with our content, getting new channels going. So I think like
More growth, effective.
more of the same. Like,
Yeah.
we already know it works.
Nice.
It was just
That's what I want to hear.
very
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
What it already,
Nice.
already
And what's less of what you'd be doing?
Just to add to that,
Yeah.
I think more creation of flywheels. So we've really become familiar with this concept of flywheels. Like, the course was a big revelation for us because we recognize that it's not just a thing that's going to drive more revenue and help us.
There was the big loot.
It's a recruitment funnel,
Yeah.
credibility indicator to prospects and agency partners. It's more of those kind of things with this positive feedback.
Right. I can't say that wrong, so it's really fun. And I think less of is similar to you, not on the talent side. Learn faster. I don't want to say fail faster. I just want to think we sometimes stretch things a little longer because we hope for the best, but sometimes if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, and is a duck. We just need to recognize that a bit more. So less macro patience, macro speed. I think that's what I'll focus on. Legends.
Love it.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Legend.
Thank you guys.